Hi, would you please tell us your first and last name?
My first name will be Jomel Patterson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jamel, you went through a really rough experience. Would you share with us what happened?
Yeah, at the age of 8 years old, I was molested by a family friend who was also a neighbor, and it was really a changing point in my life. The most dramatic thing thus far that has happened to me, that has caused the most damage to me, I would say.
Did you know about it from the beginning that it was wrong? I mean, you were 8, so you were very young. Did you know instantly that this person shouldn't have been doing it, or?
I, in a way, I guess I did, but then again, being that age and being that young, I was trying to really make sense of it. Most of anything, why did it happen, or how is this happening, or really, for a long time, I guess the main question was why me, and what did I do to deserve it, really? Um, I couldn't understand it, and to this day, I don't think I still understand it, but now, I wouldn't say at all it was something that should have happened in any way.
How long did this go on for?
It only happened one time, but the physical, emotional, and definitely the mental damage has just been my biggest nightmare since that actual moment of it happening. Mentally and emotionally, I think the damage was just more traumatic than the actual physical. Mentally, I had gone years just not trusting anyone, not allowing anyone in to understand who I was as a person. Emotionally, I thought, well, I did something to deserve this. Um, this was destined to happen. And really, I just could not understand to grasp this makes sense to me. I always question, does it make sense to me, or was it supposed to happen, or what was going on?
Did you tell anyone, parents, friends? How did other people, did they eventually find out, or you never told anyone?
I told someone 5, 6 months ago, the very first person ever within my 19 years of life. No one knew. I don't think anyone would ever even suspect. I had a rough patch during high school, and I think that was one of the main reasons why I started to a little show out, I would say. But at the end of the day, when it came down to it, I couldn't understand why I was even feeling so depressed and so sad for those moments. And 6 months ago, something just, it kind of just came out that, hey, when I was younger, I was molested. This was something that happened, and I think now, even though it happened years ago, it hurts.
So even having something like that, even though it's 11 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
something that painful and that dark, you still remember it. Is it vivid in your memory and something you think about a lot?
I think it's the most detailed memory I have in my head. Honestly, I think it's the only memory that I wish I never had.
How do you feel about the person that did it?
Whew, I think when I was younger, I was afraid. I think I was vulnerable. I thought that this person had power over me, and they used that power to pleasure themselves. Now, I think I forgive the person. I know I forgive them because I was asked once if I saw them on the street, what would I do? And most would say, some I believe would react the most negative way, probably break down. I thought I might blow up and attack. I think I would do my best to put them behind bars before I actually put my hands on them. But I don't think I will ever forget the actual pain that it has caused me since that day on.
What would you tell a young woman or young man that has been abused and maybe is not sure how to handle it? Would you give them advice of what they should do? I mean, if they face something as tough as what you went through, what would you say to them?
For me, the hardest part was even recognizing that it did happen. I think if this has happened to you and you know something's not right, you know you're feeling depressed and sad, reach out to someone, no matter who it may be, an older adult, a friend your age. Reach out and tell them, this is bothering me, and no one's going to judge you for it. I think, if anything, someone's going to want to help you before anything passes their mind. My situation personally was just, I was in a dark place in my life, and the person that I told, I felt secure with telling them. And once I had said something, it was a relief. But then that's when the memories really started coming back. Don't ever forget what happened, because that's what's going to make you stronger. But there are things that you can do. There are places you can go where they can help you cope and deal with the fact that this has happened to you, but you're not a victim, you're a survivor.
I want to ask you a final question. What would you say for, you made it through this, you're 11 years past when it happened, you've acknowledged it, you're dealing with it, you're healthy. Is there hope for those that go through this, that they can get to a brighter side and that life can improve and they can be happy, successful people once they face what happened?
I believe so. I believe that nothing in our past defines our future. I don't believe that something that threatening or that bad could really be the definition of what you can become in the future. There's definitely hope. There's definitely recovery. I mean, talking about the situation and forgiving but not forgetting is a way of really looking in the mirror and seeing who you are for yourself, and actually saying, okay, this has happened to me, but I have years to go, and this has made me stronger. I know how to avoid this situation again. I know what happens if I know someone who's gone through this situation, how to help them. If anything, this happens to someone every day. There's not one person in the world that goes throughout their life and thinks, oh, well, I'm going to be that one person that's never hurt. We're all vulnerable at one point in our life. Several times in our lives, actually. But when someone sees that vulnerability, they take it. We have to know that at the end of the day, you can outweigh that vulnerable with that strength that you have. So,
I want to thank you. You have a lot of strength and courage, and I think you sharing your story will connect with someone else that went through this and give them some hope. So I really appreciate it so much. You have a wonderful day.
You do as well.